What's the difference between speculos and speculas?
Find out next on Junk Feud.
Oh, yeah, welcome to Junk Feud, the podcast about junk food, where we rate and review mystery treats to determine which one will be the undisputed champion of snacks. I'm your host, Mike. Alongside me, as always, Alyssa.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Liz.
So, I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down.
That was not your best work, Liz.
It's okay. I was on the spot.
That was a dad joke. Barely. A joke you tell to your dad. If you'd like to submit a dad joke for Alyssa to tell me on the show, you can send it in to us via Twitter at junkfeudpod or via email to junkfeudpod@gmail.com. Welcome back once again to the world's yeetest podcast. What are we doing each week, Liz?
Hitting them with the Riz.
Hitting them with the Riz. And we are back. Actually, you can't tell that we're back because you don't know that we've been gone because we've been releasing episodes every week. But we took a little break, didn't we?
Big break.
Big break. Yeah, it was like 3 weeks we were off. We've been busy.
Yeah.
We were away for a while. We just got back to Junk Feud headquarters, JFHQ. What'd you think about it, Liz? What'd you think about our time away?
It was nice.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to take a little break, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we were on 6 different flights.
We were in Maryland, Florida, Colorado, California, in that order for me.
Yeah.
You guys joined on the trips to Colorado and California.
Yep.
What kind of stuff did you do there? What were some of the things that you enjoyed on your little vacation that you had?
In Colorado, we went to a big jewel store.
A big jewel store. That's right. We went to a store called Nature's Own in downtown Fort Collins, Colorado, which, as my cousins tell me, has been there, well, longer than they have.
And then we had Ben & Jerry's.
Yeah, we did. I mean, most of this trip, of course, was, for me and you, centered around snacks. What did you have at Ben & Jerry's?
I had Ben & Jerry's twice.
Yeah.
Or 3 times, rather.
3 times?
Oh, no. Well, I had the same thing 3 times.
Oh, that's right. That's right. What'd you have?
I like to have a chocolate waffle cone.
Chocolate dipped waffle cone. That's right.
With chocolate ice cream.
That's kind of like your go-to order.
Yes.
Yeah. The waffle cone, Liz, the chocolate dipped waffle cone in particular, a little bit of an indulgence, huh?
Hmm?
Yeah, it's like kind of bougie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the standard is the cake cone, or if you're a little bit fancy, you get the little sugar cone. And then if you're super fancy, you get a waffle cone. And if you're super duper fancy, like you, chocolate dipped waffle cone.
Yes.
Yeah. What else did you eat on this trip that you liked?
You say your favorite.
Well, let's see. I'll start. I think my favorite thing that I had the whole time, we had a lot of stuff. I'll say this up front. We took pictures of just about every kind of snack that we had. We put them on our Instagram account. So you can check that out at Junk Feud Pod. Liz, I had some defending champion Mexican Coke.
Oh, I had some too.
From a taco truck, actually, in Palm Springs at a street festival there on a Thursday night. Village Fest in Palm Springs, California.
Oh, yeah. I had a really good, it was like barbecue.
You had a barbecue pork sandwich. Yeah, that was pretty good. Oh, we had former world champion of snacks, butterbeer.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you think about that butterbeer we had?
I did not like it at all.
You didn't like it. I was kind of surprised by this. It was not the traditional, I say traditional, it's a new thing, but the traditional Harry Potter Wizarding World butterbeer, was it?
Mm-mm.
No, it was sort of like...
They made it with root beer.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. It was like a local interpretation of what butterbeer might be. Instead of cream soda, it was root beer as the base.
And then they just put butter extract.
Butterscotch.
Butterscotch, like pump stuff.
Yeah, butterscotch syrup.
Yeah.
And what else?
They put, wasn't it like chocolate? Why do I feel like they put chocolate in it?
No chocolate, but there was vanilla.
Vanilla.
And heavy cream.
Yes.
So it was sort of like, I don't know, it was sort of like a soda latte almost, if you could think about something like that.
A creamy root beer.
I thought it was pretty good. I think it tasted almost like that butterbeer that we had in bottles, the prepackaged stuff.
I just didn't like it.
You didn't like it at all, yeah. Oh, I had what could possibly be a future world champion of snacks, bread pudding at Ohana at the Walt Disney World Resort at the Polynesian restaurant.
I was not there, so I did not have it.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, we've had that a bunch of times in the past. It's so good and so dense and so filling, and it comes at the end of just this enormous, gigantic, all-you-can-eat family-style meal.
Yeah.
One of Grandpa's favorite meals, I think, the Ohana dinner.
Nice.
I went with Uncle Pat.
I wish I was there, but I had school.
Yeah, next time, I think. Oh, also, I had a Dodger dog, Alyssa, for the first time ever.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
I like the Dodger dog, a big foot-long hot dog grilled instead of like steamed or boiled in dirty water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You had the most
Nachos.
the most absurd plate of nachos I think I may have ever seen in my life.
And they were like in this Dodgers plastic bowl hat.
Yeah, they were in a plastic bowl hat. We call those helmets.
Oh,
Yeah, nachos in the helmet, Liz.
yes.
Helmet nachos.
Yes.
They were good. I ate a lot of those helmet nachos.
Yes, you did.
I probably shouldn't have eaten as many of those helmet nachos as I did.
Wait, more than me.
I did, I think, yeah. We went to our first ever LA Dodgers game.
Yeah.
And they were playing our hometown heroes, the Philadelphia Phillies. Bryce Harper's first game back after Tommy John surgery in the 2023 season.
Yeah.
That was exciting to me.
Let's go back to food for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
I also had a mango sorbet.
You had some mango sorbet. That's right. Where did we get that from? From the from the ice cream shop.
The date shakes.
Yeah,
place.
Lappert's in Palm Springs, where I had a date shake. We're gonna do a whole show on date shakes someday. Maybe soon. Maybe next week.
I was not a fan of the date shake.
You didn't like the date shake?
Mm-mm.
I thought it was interesting. It was a little bit subtle. It tasted kind of like a vanilla shake with I don't know, just a little something extra.
Yeah, it just tasted like more tart, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it could have been a little bit tart from the fruitiness of the dates. A little bit of that fruit flavor in there. Oh, speaking of fruits and tartness, I had Dole Whips, Liz.
Ooh.
Yeah, a couple times actually. I had Dole Floats. You know what a Dole Whip float is?
No.
It's like you get the Dole Whip
Oh,
pineapple
yeah.
soft serve, and then it's served sort of on top of a glass of pineapple juice. So it's like a
Yeah.
double dose of pineapple. Those were really good, of course.
And you had cookies.
Oh, I had a lot of cookies. Very many cookies on these trips. I had, in order list, an enormous chocolate chip cookie from Levan's Bakery. Those like big puffy New York style
Those were
bakery
good.
cookies that are mostly still raw in the middle. So it's like eating giant gobs of warm cookie dough.
Yeah.
That one was good. And then, I had cookies from Gideon's Bakehouse,
Yes.
the very famous place where you wait in line for a long time. I went on a weeknight and it was a little bit drizzly out. So the line was not actually very long, which was good.
Nice.
Big old chocolate chip cookie from there too. All the chocolate chips pressed onto the outside.
And then in Colorado, we had these Mary Mountain cookies.
Oh yeah, those were good too, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, the chocolate chip there was a little bit basic, I thought, but we had that s'mores cookie, which had marshmallows sort of melted on top with a graham cracker pressed on top of that, and then a chocolate drizzle on top of that, all on the base of like a sort of a Grammy sugar cookie.
Yeah.
What did you think about that one? Did you like it?
I didn't have that one.
You didn't have a bite of it?
I'm just admiring it.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
it photographed really well.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, it was really good. Did you see the s'more that I had?
I did not see the s'more that you had.
All right, so on our Instagram page at Junk Feud Pod, you can see a photo of a made-to-order, handmade s'more from a place called the Ganachery, which is in Disney Springs in Orlando. And what they do at the Ganachery is they make these homemade sort of like bricks of marshmallow, basically, like a big square the size of half of a graham cracker. And then they also make their own homemade graham crackers. And because it's a Ganachery, they make their own chocolate there. So what happens is they take one of these giant marshmallows out and they put it on a stick, and then they get out a blowtorch and they sort of brulee the surface of the of the marshmallow while you're watching them in this window. And they put it on these homemade graham crackers that they make with a big chunk of chocolate that they also sort of melt really quickly with the blowtorch, and then sandwich the whole thing together and dust some powdered sugar on top in the shape of Mickey Mouse's head. Like, you know, the hidden Mickey, the mouse ears. Yeah, that thing was out of this world. I almost forgot to take a picture because I was so excited to eat this thing. And I was like 2 bites into it, and then I remembered, and it's all the chocolate is oozing out, and the marshmallow is sort of being like all fluffy and melty at the same time. It was really, really good. That's, I would say, let's watch out. Future contender for this championship title, Ganachery s'mores, for sure.
Yeah.
And Liz, we talked a little bit about the homemade graham crackers, and just before that, those big cookies that we've been eating. And Liz,
What?
that reminds me of
This week's show.
this week's snack.
Oh.
You have forgotten the words because it's been
Snack
so long
show.
since we've done
Snack show.
this. What do you think it is, Liz?
Cookie butter.
Cookie butter. That's right. What do you know about cookie butter, Alyssa?
It's like peanut butter, but with cookie dough.
Yeah, like peanut butter, but cookies, right?
Yeah.
And not even cookie dough, just a spreadable cookie, like baked cookies.
Yeah,
If peanut butter is spreadable peanuts, cookie dough is spreadable cookies. Here's another question for you. Have you ever had cookie butter?
I have.
You have?
Yeah, so it's like, in my opinion, it just tastes like
Well, we're going to get to that in a moment.
ginger snaps.
When did you have cookie butter?
I had it when you were at home.
Oh, you were snacking without me.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Not with the new ones we got, though.
Oh, of course. So you said, Liz,
With the
that
old crunchy one.
yeah, well, that one was good. In your opinion, you said cookie butter tastes like it's made from ginger snaps, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of cookies do you think cookie butter, the traditional cookie butter, the one that's for sale just about everywhere, is made out of?
Cinnamon.
Okay, a cinnamon flavored cookie?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're pretty much right. I mean, cookie butter, at least the kind that you get from most grocers now, it was rarer before, but now you can find it just about everywhere, is made from a kind of cookie called a speculoos cookie. Do you know what that is?
Nope.
Well, we're not going to go terribly deep on these cookies because they are going to get an entire episode all their own. But a speculoos cookie is a Belgian biscuit. We call biscuits here cookies. In Europe, they're biscuits, obviously. They are sweet and toasty, and like you said, Liz, sometimes a little bit cinnamony. Cinnamony. That's a fun word to say.
No, cinnamon.
You know who used to say that?
What?
Emeril Lagasse. We've talked about his show a little bit before. Your mom and I, when we were dating in high school, and then later in college, used to watch Emeril live at like 10 o'clock at night on the Food Network.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, and Emeril used to say cinnamon like that. And he used to say Worcestershire sauce.
That's how I say, because I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, that's right.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire. You can pretend you're from Boston when you say that. Worcestershire.
Wait, do a Boston accent.
I just did. Worcestershire.
Other than that.
I don't want to do that. I would embarrass myself and the entire city of Boston.
Speculous.
You know what else is fun to say?
What?
Speculoos.
Speculoos.
Do you know what the difference is, Alyssa, between speculoos and speculoos?
No.
All right. Well, speculoos is that Belgian cookie, that sort of sweet, sometimes cinnamony cookie.
Yeah.
Speculoos is a Dutch cookie or biscuit from the Netherlands. This is a shortbread-based cookie that is spiced with some things that traditionally you would find in some warming spice cookies around the holiday, but then some other stuff that maybe you wouldn't. They usually have pepper, Alyssa.
Pepper?
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And then cinnamon, ginger, clove, nutmeg, and then some cardamom, too. You might have seen speculoos cookies in grocery stores lists. They are marketed as Dutch windmill cookies. Have you seen those?
I don't think so.
I used to eat these a lot when I was a kid because my grandma and grandpa had them at their house, usually when we would go over, and I would eat them there. And I would eat them from the grocery store when your grandma, my mom, would buy those. Nowadays, I usually find them with almond flavor or extract, which doesn't quite agree with me, so I don't get them as often.
Yeah.
But they are very popular around Christmas time. They have, as you said earlier, lots in common with gingerbread, of course.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about these cookies, Liz,
they're all cinnamony.
Well, yeah, they are all cinnamony. Cinnamony. They're also commonly served with tea or coffee.
Like coffee cakes?
Sort of like the same concept as a coffee cake, where it's something that is not necessarily flavored by coffee, but it's something that you eat with coffee. And speaking of coffee, Liz, it is likely that most people know speculoos cookies by a different name, Liz.
What?
What do you think that might be?
Coffee cookies.
No, not coffee cookies. Good guess, though.
Biscoff cookies.
Yeah, that's right. Biscoff, the trademark name for...
Is that like the little elf?
Those are Keebler. Keebler cookies. This is a different company and a different kind of cookie. Biscoffs are made by a company called Lotus, which is a 91-year-old bakery in Belgium. They became known somewhat in the United States in the 1980s, Liz. There's a little bit of a story behind it. There was an airline food broker. He went to a convention somewhere in Europe in the 80s, and as he was eating these biscuits, these speculoos cookies with his coffee, as one does in Europe, he got this idea that these things were so good that he had to introduce them to U.S. markets. And so he pitched the idea to the airlines that he represented, and Delta Airlines.
We flew on Delta.
We did fly on Delta. That's a bit of a spoiler for later. Delta Airlines was the one that bit. Have you ever heard the John Mulaney stand-up comedy bit about Delta Airlines?
No.
No? Nothing?
No.
That's a little bit mature for you. Anyway, Delta Airlines has become synonymous with Biscoff cookies, and Biscoff, in fact, Alyssa, is a portmanteau. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's a word that's a combination of two other words.
Say it again.
Portmanteau.
Portmanteau.
Yeah, lots of fun words to say on the show this week, huh?
So a Portuguese man's toe.
A Portuguese man's toe. If that's how you have to remember it. Now I'm moderately disgusted, I guess I should say. Liz, no. Biscoff, a portmanteau of the words biscuit and coffee.
Oh.
Because it's a coffee biscuit. Biscoff.
Oh,
this was mostly because that's a pretty good dad joke. That was mostly because the airlines were afraid that Americans were too dumb to be able to say the word speculoos.
Oh.
And so they made it kind of idiot proof. And for a long time, Liz, if you wanted to eat a Biscoff cookie in the United States, you had to book a ticket to fly with Delta because that was like the only place they were available.
You know what they should have said?
What's that?
They should have said, if you can say it right, you can have a cookie.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Like a game of skill on board an aircraft.
Yeah.
I see no way that could go poorly.
Yeah.
That's right. So those are the cookies, Liz, speculoos cookies that make up cookie butter. But what about the butter part?
Butter?
Do you think it's just regular butter?
No.
Well, I mean, it kind of is.
Butter.
Yeah. As usual, Alyssa, there are competing stories about the invention of this snack, of cookie butter.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, this seems to be a theme on the show. Like every week, somebody says, here's when this snack was invented. And then you read another source that says, actually, that's wrong. Actually, that's wrong.
Actually.
Yeah. So let's actually this one right now.
What's it called?
Yeah. In one telling, Alyssa, literal cookie butter was an old...
Literally?
Yeah.
Do you mean literally or do you just mean right?
You mean figuratively?
Yeah.
No, I mean literally.
Whoa.
Yeah, cookie butter was cookies and butter. It was an old Belgian treat. What would happen was workers would take 2 slices of bread in the morning and they would butter those slices of bread. And then they would take these speculoos cookies, these coffee biscuits, and they would crumble them up onto the butter and then like make it into a sandwich and wrap it up and take it with them for later. And throughout the course of the day, the butter would kind of work on those cookie crumbs all day long, moistening them, and it would turn them all mushy, and it became sort of like this spiced butter paste in a sandwich. It was easy to eat and delicious, and that was kind of like an old tradition in Belgium. And the most popular story about the invention of cookie butter as like a saleable product dates back, as far as I can tell, to 2008. There was an episode of a reality show in Belgium called, I'm going to screw this up, but it's called De Bedenkers. Does that sound about right?
Wait, De Bedenkers.
De Bedenkers.
De Bedenker.
De Bedenkers. It translates roughly to the inventors. It was sort of like a Shark Tank, if you know that show. Do you know what Shark Tank is?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like all those inventors that are trying to go sell their product to a group of judges on a show.
Like the Sponge Daddy.
Like the Sponge Daddy. It always amazes me what your cultural points of reference are.
Or the like flex tape.
Flex tape was on Shark Tank?
Yeah.
Or is that just like an invention that you've seen on TV?
No, flex tape.
Flex tape was on Shark Tank?
Yeah, because originally, when he first like got it, it was just like this black tape. Then he had clear one. Then he had flex glue. It was so cool.
You know what? I've used Flex Seal before in a spray can.
Does it work good?
It did not work good for me.
Oh.
It probably works good in some applications for some people. I tried to fix a water fountain with it.
Well, that fountain was old.
Well,
Probably older than me.
Yeah, almost certainly, because it was here when we moved into the house.
Yes.
I'll say probably not the best application of Flex Seal to fix an old, broken crack in a concrete water fountain.
Yeah.
So anyway, Liz, on this show, The Inventors, there was a Belgian housewife. Her name was Els Scheppers.
Els Scheppers.
That's also fun to say. She proposed a spreadable version of speculoos cookies that were inspired by how she and her friends used to dunk their biscuits in their coffee until they turned kind of like mushy, and then they would spread that mush on toasted bread.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. So what happened was, and again, there were varying sorts of recountings of this. From what I can understand, she did not win the competition outright, but the Lotus Company, who she had previously written to try to convince them to make spreadable speculoos cookies, was so impressed with her performance on the show that it was essentially just cookies, their cookies that were blended up with butter. And they bought the exclusive rights from her to market the product. And then in 2009, they released what was called speculosspasta.
Speculosspasta.
Yeah, which was just a paste made of speculoos cookies. So it's like cookie butter, but in Belgium.
I was expecting it to be like a cookie pasta.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of an unfortunate name, at least for us. But wait, Liz.
What?
There's more.
Really?
Yeah, there was another team in the competition, 2 cooks named Danny de Meyer and Dirk de Smet. They were 2 Belgian chefs. they had, Alyssa, their own version of cookie butter in the show. Now, the weird thing is, even though they had cookie butter and Elle's Shepherd's had cookie butter, only Elle's made it to the finals, even though they had essentially the same exact product. So something was going on that was weird there. And here's the other weird thing. They already held a patent for this invention of theirs. They were awarded a patent for cookie butter in 2006.
Really?
Yeah, so here's what happened next. They sued the Lotus Company for infringement on their patent once they bought the product from Elle's Shepherd's and started bringing it to the market.
Brother.
Yeah, I know. Here's where things get weird, Liz. Lotus fought the patent claim, but ultimately they settled by just buying the rights to the patent from those two cooks. They didn't really feel like a long, drawn-out legal battle. And after that, they went on a reign of terror, Alyssa. Remember that for later, reign of terror.
Reign of terror.
And they would sue any other company, basically, that was making any type of cookie butter. But here's what happened.
They screwed up.
Yeah, they done screwed up, Liz. In 2011...
Use your brain, man.
They should have used their brains instead of their lawyers because a couple of years later in 2011, there was a coalition of all these other bakeries that they tried to sue out of business and companies that were making cookie butter and wanted to sell it on their own. And so all these companies got together and they petitioned to nullify the patent. And they had something on their side that Lotus didn't, Liz. What was that?
A grandma.
A grandma. Yeah, that's right. Because in 2002, 6 years before the invention competition on television, there was a blog called Omawapsi. What does Omawapsi mean?
Grandma blogs.
Grandma blogs. Yeah, very simple. And they posted a recipe for an old family, what they called a cookie cake. What was the frosting made of in the cookie cake list?
Smashed up speculoos cookies.
Yeah, smashed up speculoos cookies that were mixed with butter to make cookie butter.
Yep.
Yeah. Here's the weird thing. It turns out Lotus already knew this.
Brother.
Yeah, because they had contacted the purveyor of the Omawapsi blog, a Dutch woman named Rita, in 2008 while they were fighting the patent claim from the two cooks from the reality show. So not only did they know that they didn't invent cookie butter, that Elle's Shepherd's didn't invent cookie butter, and and that those two cooks that they bought the patent from didn't invent cookie butter, but they went on and sued everybody for patent infringement anyway, knowing that they were not the first to invent this product, and they tried to hide it.
Made it.
Yeah, that's right. It was pretty sneaky, but here's the thing, Liz. Omawapsi, Grandma Rita, Dutch Rita, she never actually got any restitution. Like, even though she rightfully laid claim to having been the earliest written record of the invention of cookie butter, even though it was an old family recipe and she herself didn't even invent it. She was the first one on record having it written down somewhere. Lotus just sent her a gift basket with some cookies and some of their own cookie butter in it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's brutal. I would have rather had nothing, honestly.
I would have kept the cookie butter.
These people who were making millions and millions of dollars from your rightfully claimed invention, you would have been happy if they just sent you a jar of cookie butter?
Well, they should have sent me more.
Yeah, that's right. That's what she said, too. She said, I would have been happy with a few €1,000, but alas.
But, like, life's unfair.
That's right. Life was very unfair to Omawapsi. But it was good for everybody else because Lotus lost that suit. And now anybody in the world, if they want to, can make and sell their own version of cookie butter. And of course, that's what a company called Trader Joe's did, Liz.
Oh, Trader Joe's.
Yeah, everybody knows Trader Joe's speculoos cookie butter. It was their biggest seller from 2014 till like just a few years ago when I think it was overtaken by Mandarin chicken, like frozen Mandarin chicken.
Oh, Trader Joe's, where you can buy your frozen foods.
Great job. Alyssa, what the heck do you actually do with cookie butter?
You can put it on bread.
I mean, yeah, you can put it on, sure, you can put it on bread. I mean, that's kind of the crackers, sure. Like
crackers.
Yeah, the exemplar here is peanut butter, we said already.
Yeah.
Peanut butter is spreadable peanuts, cookie butter is spreadable cookies. But a peanut and a cookie are like two different things. Peanut butter is creamy and salty and sweet and fatty. And because of that, it complements a lot of things really well.
Cookies are sugary, salty.
They can be salty, yeah. They're mostly sugary. So, like, what do you do with a spreadable, sugary kind of thing? Like, you can put peanut butter on
cookies,
just about anything, and it's good.
You can put the cookie butter on cookies.
Can you put cookie butter on any? Is it weird to put cookie butter on cookies? I'll ask that. Is that like, does it seem cannibalistic to you?
Let's see. Is it weird if I put cookie butter on a cookie?
This is riveting radio, watching you type into your search engine. Liz, while you're doing that, so while you're asking the internet if it's weird to put cookie butter on cookies, I was unsure of this too. So
you can melt it and put it on churros.
Well, that actually sounds really good.
Oh my God.
Do you have a churro?
Apple crisp. Why would I just have a churro?
I don't know. I mean, Liz, that was one of the things that I saw a lot while we were out on our travels, and I didn't end up getting was a churro.
Do we have any more?
I'm super disappointed in that.
Of the not crumb cakes. Oh.
We have some pound cake that Aunt Kathy sent us home with.
No, pound cake. Oh my goodness, what's it called?
I don't know.
It was they're like really good. They're like the cream filled. We did this.
For those of you playing along at home, Alyssa's trying to describe a snack. So far, the clues we have are they're really good and they're really small.
They've been on the show before. Crumpets.
Crimpets.
Do we have any
butterscotch crimpets? We do not have any more tasty cakes in the house. Those went real fast in January.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we
had
some
cookies to put the cookie butter on.
Can we get cookies to put the cookie butter on? What kind of cookies?
Just Chips Ahoy.
I suppose you could. I don't know what. See, that's the thing, right? I don't know what if the flavor profile of a speculoos cookie, like that sort of syrupy, sweet, toasty, but also a little bit warming, spicy profile. It's not difficult to match that up with things, but it's harder than it is with like peanut butter, which even though it's peanutty, is sort of like to me a neutral flavor.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So here's what I did, Liz. You just asked the internet if it's weird to put cookie butter on cookies. I asked ChatGPT, the AI chatbot, what you could do with cookie butter. Do you want to know what the answers were?
Put it on toaster pancakes.
Put it on toaster pancakes. I think that's kind of like the default. Sure.
Make a sandwich.
Make a sandwich if you're really craving something that's really bad for you. You could make a sandwich of just cookie butter, I guess. Would you eat a cookie sandwich?
Yes.
Have you ever seen the Breakfast Club, Alyssa?
No.
No? Well, in the Breakfast Club, one of the girls that's in detention makes a Captain Crunch sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks awful, but that's what I think of when I think of like a cookie butter sandwich.
You could dip fruit in it. That does not sound very good.
That I think is like the killer app for cookie butter, is dipping an apple or some type of fruit in it, like something with a bit of constitution to it. A strawberry even would be good.
You can bake stuff in it?
Yeah, you can bake with it. There's this whole like subculture online of people that are coming up with these weird Island of Dr. Moreau creations of cookie butter baked into other baked goods, like, Alyssa, cookie butter cookies. Yes. I think Crumble Cookies, in fact, had a cookie butter cookie for a while.
They probably did.
Yeah. What else?
You can eat it right out of the jar.
Yeah, that seems to be...
That's what Mom did once with peanut butter. With peanut butter.
You know what? I used to keep a jar of peanut butter in my desk at work for when it was like 3 o'clock and I just wanted something really quick, and I would just eat spoonfuls of peanut butter.
Yeah, this is the guy that's allergic to tree nuts, but not peanuts.
Yeah, I'm very, very fortunate in that regard because peanuts are great, and so is peanut butter.
Yep.
And so is cookie butter, Liz. And in fact, when I looked on Reddit, these were mostly the same types of answers, but the go-to was just eat it straight out of the jar with a spoon. I think that's like the default answer for this, right?
It also says we can mix it into edible cookie dough.
Yeah, you can. And in fact, Liz, there are lots of other cookie butter flavored snacks that are available. In fact, most of them are ice creams.
Whoa.
Yeah, what would you think about some cookie butter ice cream?
That seems pretty good.
It does seem really good. Every major brand has their own. I think Ben & Jerry's is probably the best known. We talked about Ben & Jerry's.
Yeah.
Liz, I forgot to say what I had at Ben & Jerry's.
What did you? Oh, yeah.
So on the first night we went, because we made multiple trips, I had a flavor called Marshmallow Sky.
Ooh.
I'm a sucker for marshmallow flavored anything.
I didn't try yours when you got that one.
Do you remember what color it was?
No.
It was like bright blue, like a summer sky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it had marshmallows mixed into it and cookie dough mixed into it and all sorts of stuff. It was good, but it was a little bit, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it was like a little bit too much even.
Really?
Yeah, which is going to sound weird because the second time I went back, I had the Ben & Jerry's Oatmeal Dream Pie Sundae. Do you remember what was in that?
Oatmeal?
Well, yeah, smashed up oatmeal cream pie cookies at the bottom, and then like 2 or 3 huge scoops of oatmeal dream pie ice cream, which was like an oatmeal cream pie flavored ice cream with oatmeal cream pie cookies smashed up into it.
Oh my God, that sounds so good, Dad.
And then like a giant glob of this deep amber caramel that they have there.
Know what you can also do?
Finish my sundae with whipped cream and sprinkles because that's what I did.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. What else can I do?
You can use cookie butter as a filling for homemade cinnamon rolls.
Oh my gosh, that makes perfect sense.
We're doing that.
I think we're gonna have to next time. I mean, that's on the face of it, it seems obvious, but it's genius.
Seems
The filling in the cinnamon rolls that we make is just butter and brown sugar and cinnamon all smushed together.
It would just be all of that, but better.
Yeah, because speculoos cookies are really just like flour and, well, it's like sugar syrup, which mimics sort of like a liquidy brown sugar and then some cinnamon.
Our own cookie butter filled Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, we have yet to make homemade Pop-Tarts, but that would be a good filling for Pop-Tarts. I don't think I've ever seen a cookie butter Pop-Tart.
Me either.
Man, our friends over at Pop-Tarts better get on that.
Come on, guys. Could blend it into a banana smoothie.
Yeah, that would mix good. Cookie butter and bananas for sure. I'm a big fan of banana.
So
you could make, oh my gosh, a banana cream pie with a speculoos cookie crust and then a cookie butter swirl.
Put it on s'mores.
Yeah, for sure.
And it says you could put it in the middle of French toast.
Wow. Cookie butter French toast. I think that sounds like something that IHOP would have. So, all right. I was initially skeptical of this, but I think it's due to just a basal lack of creativity on my part. There are so many great options for what you can do with cookie butter. And in fact, Liz, I have a good one here because when I went to Trader Joe's today to pick up the cookie butter that we're going to eat on this show, I was looking for a special product that they made recently that they did not have in stock when I was there. But Liz, this is like Inception for speculoos. They had cookie butter cookies at Trader Joe's.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. It was like 2 cookies with cookie butter spread in the middle. I think that's probably, if I had to guess, my favorite application of cookie butter to a snack, Alyssa.
Really?
Yeah. And hey.
Yeah.
It's now time for my favorite part of this show.
Alyssa reads the ingredients.
Alyssa reads the ingredients. Liz, can you tell me what is in Lotus Biscoff cookie butter?
Yes. Okay. So in the Biscoff cookies, there's the wheat flour, sugar, vegetable oils.
Well, hang on. Start that over. What's the first ingredient in cookie butter?
Biscoff cookies.
Yeah, the first ingredient is cookies. That's wild. I don't think we've ever seen anything that had cookies as an actual ingredient.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm blown away by that.
Wheat flour, sugar, vegetable oils contains 1 or more of soybean oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, palm oil, soy flour, brown sugar syrup, sodium bicarbonate, leavening, salt, cinnamon, canola oil, sugar, soy lecithin, citric acid, contains wheat and soy.
Yeah, so really, cookie butter is
I didn't mess up any words.
No, you did great. I was really proud of you there. Liz, cookie butter is just speculoos cookies, which are really just flour, sugar, oil, brown sugar syrup, that's what we were talking about before, baking soda, salt, and cinnamon. So a very, very simple cookie. And then that's just smashed together with oil and sugar.
Yeah.
This is genius that this thing exists. I can't believe that somebody, I'm easily impressed apparently, but I can't believe that somebody saw a cookie and was like, that should be a thing I can eat out of a jar with a spoon.
Like, come on.
Yeah, kudos to these people. Can of Coke, lads. Alyssa.
Yeah.
Let's get to the rules of the game. I just want to eat this.
Me too. How about we just eat it? Skip the rules.
Well, you have to say the thing.
They know the rules.
Junk Feud is a culinary clash to see which treat will be crowned the undisputed champion of snacks. It's a king of the mountain style battle in which the reigning champ takes on a new challenger each week to see which snack reigns supreme. And Alyssa, the reigning defending undisputed champion of snacks is Mexican Coke. Lay's Chips was kind of a dark horse list. I thought they had an outside. I knew you were going to do that. Yeah, they had an outside chance to win. I think there was a way for them to pull off the upset, but alas.
You know what else could have pulled up the upset?
What's that?
Jaden Tatum. He should have shot that layup. Just saying.
Well, his name's Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum.
Do you know Jason Tatum has his own snack, Alyssa?
He does?
Yeah, he has Ruffles Flamin' Hot Barbecue Jason Tatum potato chips.
Oh.
Guess what?
What?
They're super good. Once the Celtics lose to the Sixers, we can have them, but not until then.
Side eye, Dad. Side eye.
Well, thanks. I felt, Alyssa, we're speaking of the chips
here.
Does
Embiid have any?
Does Joel Embiid have his own proprietary snack? Not that I'm aware of. LeBron has a Flamin' Hot sour cream and cheddar, is it? Or Flamin' Hot?
Yeah, sour cream
something
and
like
cheddar.
that. Jason Tatum's or Flamin' Hot barbecue.
No, it's sour cream and cheddar.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if Mexican Coke is still around by the time we get to Flamin' Hot Ruffles chips, there's a chance that that we could see Jason Tatum back again.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. But
he likes to eat grapes.
Joel Embiid likes to eat grapes?
Yeah.
Good for him. That is a good, healthy snack. Chase would be so proud. I wonder if we could get Joel Embiid as a guest on an episode of Health Feud with Chase. I think he's probably a bit busy right now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
maybe just like practicing for one of the games of his life.
Yeah, for sure. Like the biggest game of his life so far.
Yeah.
Or at least one of them. I think
have they ever won the championships?
The Sixers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well before you were born.
Oh.
Yeah, for sure.
It has not been a good year for Philadelphia.
It's been a great year for Philadelphia. They've just had some trouble closing the deal.
Except for the Phillies. They're just not doing very good right now.
It's early. We are in May. Nothing matters. Fingers crossed.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. You can't see us. We're crossing our fingers and knocking on the desk.
Crossing my toes.
Ew, gross.
Crossing the grippers. Dad, my teacher, she's like trying to learn all the children's slang, quote unquote.
Oh, we should have her on Alyssa Explains It All.
And she goes, oh my goodness, my toes hurt. These heels are so uncomfortable. And I was like, whatever, Miss so-and-so.
Miss Teacher Lady.
Miss Teacher Lady. It's dogs or grippers, not toes. And she goes, my grippers hurt.
Oh, gross. That's so weird.
She screamed it in the hallway.
That's pretty funny.
And then Miss A, oh my God, I'm so bad. And Miss Teacher Lady.
Another Miss Teacher Lady.
She goes, Miss Teacher Lady, you can't say that.
You have to love it when the middle school teachers have a fair amount of self-awareness. That's pretty good. Yes. I would have to have at least some way to...
You seem like you would be a gym teacher.
You know what? I used to be a substitute gym teacher when I was in college.
You seem like a gym teacher.
That was maybe the best job I've ever had. Substitute gym teacher. It was
seems like a fun job.
So fun. I got to wear sweatpants to work and play dodgeball with kids.
We're not allowed to play dodgeball.
That might be my fault.
Probably.
From when I was a substitute gym teacher. Anyway, let's introduce our challenger. Today, we are trying cookie butter. We have the original, quote unquote, I'm making air quotes now.
OG, quote unquote.
Yeah, Biscoff cookie butter from Lotus. The kind that's made with the biscuits that you get on Delta flights.
Biscuits.
But Liz.
What?
There's more.
There's lots more.
There is actually a lot more. I had to carry it up on a tray today. We have Trader Joe's famous speculoos cookie butter.
TJ.
Cookie butter?
Cookie butter.
What would a cookie butter be?
First you said cookie butter.
Cookie
then you
better.
said cookie better.
We got cookie butter, better, and butter.
Cookie better.
When I say cookie butter, I imagine like Cookie Monster in a boat. Like a captain's hat on a boat.
Like the Steve's Ahoy.
Steve's Ahoy. What is Steve's Ahoy?
In Stranger Things, it is Ahoy captain hat.
Oh, that's right. From what's the name of the ice cream parlor? Oh, this is going to bother me now. I should know this offhand.
You should. You're literally like the biggest.
Yeah, it's the ice cream parlor in the mall where Steve and Robin work. And it's modeled after, well, I don't know what it's modeled after, but they did a cross promotion with Baskin Robbins where they turned some of the stores into the ice cream shop. You're showing me a picture
Scoops Ahoy.
Scoops Ahoy. That's right. That's pretty good. I like Scoops Ahoy. You know what else I like, Liz?
Trying the cookie butter.
I know, and we had two different versions of Trader Joe's famous speculoos cookie butter because they have the original creamy, just like the Lotus Biscoff cookie butter.
And then they have the crunchy.
And there's also a crunchy version, which, spoiler alert, I've had.
This is crazy.
And I like a lot. And guess what else we have, Liz?
Another brand of it.
Yeah, we do. Actually, Walmart has their own generic brand of cookie butter.
Generic.
And guess what, Liz?
Another one?
No, that's it. But I looked up some taste tests for lots of different types of cookie butter. Some food editors online have rated the Walmart generic cookie butter the best of all of these, including the Lotus Biscoff cookie butter and the Trader Joe's speculoos cookie butter.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, let's just get right down to it, Liz.
Yes, Dad, hurry.
It's crunch time.
Crunch time.
We rate our snacks using a tier list from sprinkles to fun dip.
Sprinkles to fun dip.
So, what are you doing? So snacks can be graded A, B, C, D, or F, with the very best treats earning the elusive S tier ranking. The following contest is scheduled for 1 serving.
1 serving.
And is for, what are you doing? The undisputed championship of junk food. I'm just going to bring this whole tray up onto the table.
Hurry up. My mouth is going to get so dry from this.
I am excited because this is sort of like a change of pace for us.
Yes. You know, even though we do a lot of snack, not all of it is like this.
Yeah, this is creative. It's interesting.
Wire.
It's fine.
You're using my bowls I got for you.
Yeah, you got me these little like mise en place bowls, like little ramekins.
Is this toast?
That's toast. We have some accoutrement, Alyssa. We have some. Yeah, that's how you say. We have some accompaniments for the cookie butter, and in fact, I'm gonna save the best for last. But let's pop open the Biscoff cookie butter first, and just dive in and take a spoonful of each. Just raw dog it right in there with a spoon.
Can I break it?
Just peel it off. We're looking at the jar. It looks like the tiny little jars of peanut butter that you get. Like, we usually buy the big industrial size version at Costco because
we eat a lot of peanut butter here.
Your brother in particular likes peanut butter and jelly quite a bit. It smells like a cinnamony, sweet, toasty cookie.
This seems like it's going to be really good on apples.
I think all of this is going to be really good on everything because cookie butter is
good.
Real good. This is super smooth and creamy. There's not a modicum of grit to be found in this. And straight off of the spoon here. Oh man, I have peanut butter mouth from this. Man, I can't believe this didn't exist when I was a kid because I would have just hidden in my room and eaten an entire jar of this. This is so good.
We know you will.
It's very creamy. It's very sticky. It tastes like cinnamon and sugar and toasted flour. You're going to town. You're doctoring up. Well, all right. So first of all, we brought up some toasted bread so that we can try it on toast, just like you would try peanut butter on toast. And then I've also got graham crackers for a sweet, crunchy accompaniment, and wheat thins for something savory, and then, of course, apple slices.
There were wheat thins? I didn't see it.
Yeah, there's wheat thins. So you've put a little bit of... more than a little bit. You've pace yourself here. We have 4 of these to get through. So you've put a little bit of cookie butter on just about everything. I'm going to try it on the toast first.
All right, wait for me.
Because I think that's kind of like the breakfasty default.
Our bread's a little hard, Dad.
It's toasted.
Bless him.
Okay, it's good, but it's a little bit uninspired, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to try the wheat thin next to stay with the sort of baseline
treats,
savory, wheaty kind of things.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. The salt punch from the wheat thins is nice. I like that a little bit. Let's try the graham crackers. Get into the sweet stuff.
This is the one I'm excited for. And the apple.
So everything then.
Yeah.
Again, very good. This is all excellent.
They should make this into a Girl Scout cookie.
Ooh, a cookie butter Girl Scout cookie. I'd love to see what the Girl Scouts would do with something like this for sure. All right, now I'll try the apple. I think this is where this thing is going to either shine or flame out, which is on the apple, because this, I think, is the right application of something like cookie butter, where you have to pretend at least that you're doing something moderately healthy.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's quite lovely, but I don't think I would prefer cookie butter on fruit to peanut butter on fruit.
Sorry. Brother.
All right, so let's wipe off our spoons, and then we're going to try, let's go nuts and try the Walmart brand next.
What?
Yeah, because I want to save the two different Trader Joe's versions for last. So we have a small jar of great value creamy speculoos cookie butter, which is interesting because on the label there are 2 cookies for a graphical representation of what a speculoos cookie is. And to my eye, they do not look like speculoos cookies. They look like butter cookies, like waffly butter cookies that you might
find. Like the ones
find.
I thought they were lemon.
Yeah, that's right. Like the ones that you thought they were lemon.
I still call them lemon cookies because I still keep forgetting what they're called.
You're talking about the...
Pizzelles.
Oh, pizzelles. Yeah, these do kind of look like pizzelles. They are decidedly not pizzelles. They look more like a... What's that caramelly, creamy sandwich cookie? What's the one I'm thinking of?
A caramel cookie?
Yeah, the ones that you set over your mug of coffee so that the coffee steams the cookie and the caramel gets melty. You also get these on board aircraft. Why can't I think of them?
Oh, this one's look.
You are poking your finger into the jar of cookie butter.
It's harder.
And it is acting like a non-Newtonian fluid here. It is
It's like an oobleck.
It is super stout. There is a more cinnamony flavor to this one, or excuse me, smell to this one. Like a deeper cinnamon, almost a caramel. Are you getting like a caramelly note from that?
I'm getting butterbeer.
You're getting a butterbeer
No,
note.
not. It smells like butterbeer.
It does smell a little bit like the topping for the butterbeer. That's interesting. So I'm anxious to try this one because it looks to be it's super hard. You're like pulling it out. It's more like a paste.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, we're just gonna try it with the spoon first.
Ooh.
So I've got a little spoonful of it here.
All right, I'm gonna wait for you to try it. Very peanut buttery texture. Whew. I'm trying the graham
Wow.
cracker.
So that's interesting because as I'm tasting this, the texture is so close to like a chilled peanut butter, like one that has really set up, that my brain is trying to make it taste like peanut butter in my mouth, even though it's not. Are you getting that at all?
Yeah.
There is a bit of a deeper flavor to it, but I don't think it's as good on the initial taste. I think it's got a little bit of a plasticky character to it. Are you getting that?
Yeah. I'm gonna miss out on the toast one.
You're not going to even bother with the toast for this. I'm going to try it.
All right, going in with the apple. Ooh, apple's good.
It's not doing much for me on the toast here. The wheat thin again pops because of that salt. Stroop waffles, Liz. Stroop waffles is what I was thinking of. I don't know why I couldn't think of that.
Wait, you said chocolate bars.
Chocolate bars?
You said caramel chocolate candies.
I don't think I did. Well, there's no way to know.
Yeah, there is. When we're editing it.
Let me try this on the apple before you put it away. You're already putting the lid on this. It seems like you didn't like this one very much.
I didn't hate it, but it wasn't very good.
I think the Biscoff was better. All right,
Holy dryness.
Let's do the Trader Joe's speculoos cookie butter spread.
I want to do the crunchy one.
Crunchy one's going to be last. We have to compare all the creamy ones first. So this one has a nice glass jar, a good dark blue label on it. Says it's deliciously unusual with crushed Belgian biscuits and the warm flavors of holiday spice bread. I'd say all that's accurate.
All right, Dad. So since we have to try them each with an apple. I'll have this one because very small.
Yeah, that's fine.
No. I learned the correct way to do it.
Okay, let's see how you open the jar by just jabbing the heel of the spoon directly through the foil on top. Great job. I should say, Liz, the foil on the top of this jar is nicer than the foil on top of the other two jars.
I gotta do my poke.
It's embellished.
This one is much softer.
Yeah, the Trader Joe's cookie butter. You are clomping around here.
Give me that.
This has the same nice biscuity, cinnamony scent as the Biscoff cookie butter. Let's try a spoonful of it here. Wow. This has a bit of a different profile right up front. There's something like
nutty.
Yeah, like super nutty and toasty about it that hits right away on the palate, which I like. It's much more assertive. Can a cookie butter be assertive, Alyssa? That's a good question.
Can't a person be assertive?
Sure. Flavors can be assertive too.
We're learning about this in school right now.
About assertion?
And passive and aggression.
Oh, I know lots of people that can teach you about passive aggressiveness.
I can teach you about aggressiveness.
I know. I've seen you play basketball. I like this one quite a bit, Alyssa.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good. What do you think about it?
It's fine. I like the first one more, though.
So you're still on the baseline Lotus Biscoff.
Yeah.
I think maybe if it came down to it, I could eat more of that one than this one.
I don't even care about the toast anymore. I don't like the toast.
Yeah, the toast was just there to be like a sort of a baseline. It's very bland. It's bland on purpose. That's why you eat toast when you're sick.
It's okay.
I think it goes quite nicely with the apples. It's got a nice texture to it, too. It's super creamy, but there's a little bit of grit in there that reminds me that I'm eating crushed up cookies and essentially butter or oil. So now let's get to the newest.
Ooh, that was a nice sound.
Yeah, it's very satisfying to open these jars. Trader Joe's is doing a nice job with package engineering here. Very nice. And you're having a blast opening all these up. You've got a nice little pile of gold foil from the tops of all of these jars sitting right by your microphone.
Not peeling very nicely. All right, gotta do a poke test.
So you've jammed your finger into the. This one is interesting because there are some small bubbles on the top, like little air bubbles that have popped. Probably because the texture of this is not entirely uniform. Because there are crushed cookies in here that you can actually see and feel and taste. And in fact, my guess is that you're going right in with the graham cracker, skipping the spoon.
I want to do this.
Yeah.
Wait, 3.
I've got a big glob on the spoon here.
2, 1, go. Ooh.
Wow. I think the textural component for this puts it over the top for me.
I love crunchy peanut butter.
Me too. I think we should get this out of the way right now. I'm a crunchy guy. Crunchy peanut butter all the way over creamy. And in fact, Alyssa, you'll enjoy this. I once was thinking about making a submission to Y Combinator. Do you know what that is?
Nope.
It's sort of like a venture capital-backed software accelerator.
Look.
You have a giant spoonful of this right now that you're just digging into. And I wanted to make a new social network, and I wanted to call it Crunchy Boxers. And I wanted to design the algorithm such that it would put the most people into the most conflicting situation based on simple either-or questions that they had to answer every day. Like, do you prefer crunchy or creamy peanut butter? Or do you wear boxers or briefs? It would have been like all the terrible crap that Facebook did, but on steroids. I like this a lot. I think so far it's my favorite of all of them. Let's try it on the apple.
I still like the Biscoff one.
You still like the Biscoff one for flavor, right?
Yeah. And then this one. And then the creamy Lewis.
So if Liz, if Biscoff had a crunchy version, do you think you'd like that the best?
Probably.
Guess what?
What?
They do.
Brother.
Well, they don't have it at any stores around us. You have to special order it online. But there is Biscoff crunchy cookie butter. I think that might have taken the day. But Liz, before we get to the bliss point, I have a special treat for us.
I know what the treat is.
I actually have two special treats. You know one of them. You don't know the other one. It's not up here right now. Don't look for it. Because we flew on a Delta flight last week, I have in my possession a packet of Lotus Biscoff cookies from Delta Airlines, the original way. Well, these are 2-packs.
6-pack.
Oh, you made a 6-pack with your teeth in the cookie butter on your spoon. That's brilliant. Liz, what we're going to do now is we're going to have
cookie butter on our cookies.
Cookie butter on our speculoos cookies.
I've never had like a regular cookie.
Well, here's the thing I'd like you to do. Just take one. They have Delta branding on them. So instead of saying Lotus or Biscoff, it says Delta on the front. It has the little chevron. They actually don't smell as good as the cookie butter smells, which is surprising because they're usually very fragrant. But I have here the Biscoff cookie butter and the Biscoff cookies. And we're going to put the Biscoff cookie butter on the Biscoff cookie. And then we're going to see if we can disrupt the space-time continuum. What do you think? Will that work? You're trying the cookie by itself. What do you think? Don't give away your scores or anything because this is going to have its own show. I mean, first of all, they're good. There is that nice like burnt caramel flavor from the baked brown sugar syrup in these. That's wonderful. This is such a good snack to have if you're like on the back end of a long haul flight.
That's good.
Yeah, they're good, huh? Did you put the cookie butter on it?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Good.
Yeah, that is real good. Wow. Great job. Great job, Lotus. Great job, unnamed Delta Airlines food purchasing executive or whoever it was that brought this to the U.S. But Liz.
Oh, gosh. What?
Wait, there's more.
There's more.
And you'll find out about it right after this. And we're back. Liz, what do you see here?
I see cookie butter ice cream.
I have in my possession, in a small coffee mug, a scoop of Trader Joe's Speculoos cookie butter ice cream.
Delicious.
It looks really good. It looks like a super creamy vanilla ice cream with swirls of cookie butter through it and maybe like some chunks of cookies. So I took the good bite on top.
Yeah, I know you did.
It smells very vanilla-y.
But look at the bite on the bottom. How is it?
It's good, of course.
It's actually really good.
Oh, yeah, that is quite good. That's a good pairing of the creaminess, sort of the milkiness, and the depth of the vanilla flavor in the cold ice cream paired with when the cookie butter gets mixed into it because it's frozen, it takes on a bit of a different texture.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. So, Liz.
Yeah.
We ate a lot. Let's hit the bliss point. What do you think? Let's rank and score the 4 different types of cookie butters that we had and also see what we think about the ice cream.
Okay. So, Biscoff, I'll give an A flat.
A flat, sure. Good score.
The crunchy, I'll give an A minus.
A minus, great.
The smooth, I still can't pronounce it. Speculoos, I'll give a B.
That's the Trader Joe's creamy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Walmart, I'll give a B minus.
So you just laddered. You stepped all the way from B minus at the bottom for the one you like the least to A flat at the top.
Yes.
I think that's pretty good. I think these are all fairly tightly grouped. I would say I didn't like the Walmart one. I was surprised by that. I thought I was going to enjoy it, but I didn't.
Especially
it was a little bit.
Everyone's reviews about
Yeah, it was a little bit too generic, which is funny because it's a generic brand, but
too generic.
Yeah, I thought B minus probably for the Walmart version because bad cookie butter is still cookie butter and it's good.
Yeah.
I think I would go a little bit higher with some of the others. So I think like A minus for the creamy version of the Trader Joe's.
Really?
Yep.
I did not like that one.
And then I think an A for Lotus Biscoff because I think that had the best flavor of all of them.
Yeah, I liked
and the texture was good, but I thought the texture was just out of this world for
the
crunchy one. I just really like that one the best. So I think I will also give that an A because I think the texture and the flavor in the two different varieties sort of offset each other. So A flat for Trader Joe's crunchy and Lotus, and then Trader Joe's creamy A minus, and B minus for Walmart.
Nice.
What'd you think of the ice cream? Where would you put that?
Oh, the ice cream was really good.
Ice cream was really good, but it's tough to rate ice cream because there are so many different kinds, so many different flavors and combinations. A flat for cookie butter ice cream from Trader Joe's.
There's so many things that are like so much better in ice cream.
Yeah.
But we're not trying that right now.
Right.
But there are things that could top it.
I mean, there's not much room to go up from an A flat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think probably for what we're doing, an A is the right score for that. If we were comparing it with other ice creams, maybe I would go lower, but tonight on Cookie Butter Night, it gets an A.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Does we got some high scores here for the different kinds of cookie butters. Do you think cookie butter as a concept has what it takes to take down the champ list?
No.
That was a pretty measured no. You thought about it for a while. You had to actually consider it.
Yeah.
I think you're right too. I think a Mexican Coke is the better junk food for sure.
Yes.
So, Alyssa, I mean, I feel bad saying that because cookie butter is awesome and I'm so happy that it exists. But your winner and still reigning defending undisputed champion of junk food is Mexican Coke. And just to be sure, like we said earlier, we had some again last week and it's still good.
Yes.
Hits the spot. You know what else hits the spot, Liz?
Will it deep fry?
Almost. The Oreo rules first. S'mores Oreos are back, Lissa.
Yes, they are.
They're the same cookie as last year, but they still have something up their sleeve because they have a different name. Do you know what they're called this year?
What?
S'moreos.
Why didn't they think of that before?
I don't know. It's pretty clever. They probably should have done that. I haven't seen them in stores yet. It is a good thing I haven't because, Liz, S'mores Oreos are my favorite Oreo flavor. And
really?
I don't even think it's close.
Better than double stuff?
Better than, well, yeah, for sure. I know. That's why I'm a bit worried for Mexican Coke if we find some S'mores Oreos and have to have them on the show because we could have a true invocation of the Oreo rule.
Hey, even though you love it, I'm not that big.
Yeah, you might not be sold on it. We have to be in agreement here.
Yeah.
This is not a cheerocracy, Alyssa.
Yeah.
Hey, you were asking me about a very important question just a moment ago.
Will it deep fry?
Will it deep fry? Can you deep fry this week's snack? Liz.
Obviously, queen.
Yeah, of course. There are some videos on YouTube of some enterprising yahoos that are dropping just raw gobs of cookie butter into frying oil. But Alyssa, the realest version that I could find of fried cookie butter seems to be this thing that's called a cookie butter bomb.
Cookie butter bomb.
Cookie butter bomb. That's fun to say. It's
cookie butter bomb, 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 bomb.
Yeah, it's just a tablespoon of cookie butter that's wrapped up in like a wonton wrapper and then deep fried and dusted with powdered sugar. Ooh. That looks really good, but I think it is probably super dangerous because when that hot cookie butter inside that wonton wrapper comes out of the fryer, it is going to be like molten lava in the middle. Like it would melt your face off if you took a bite of one of these things fresh out of the oil. So if you're thinking about frying cookie butter,
don't eat it right after.
Safety first, second, and third, but probably third. So be a little bit careful.
Dad.
Yeah.
The back of the box is going to be a little long.
I don't think so because we're going to zip through it really quick. And in fact, Alyssa, I'm glad you brought that up because it is time to check out the back of the box, a weekly segment where we play a little game. This week's segment is...
Off with their bread.
Off with their bread. On Off with Their Bread, we discuss famous historical figures that were beheaded for treason. This week on Off with Their Bread, Alyssa, it's a big one. Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette.
Antoinette.
Yeah, Liz, do you know why we're doing this segment this week?
Because this weekend, well, the weekend we are recording this, was the coronation of King Charles III.
Yeah, that's right. Charles, that dour-faced little moppet, had his crown put on his head. It was a big deal, Liz. I'm not much of a royalist. I don't know these people, but I think it's neat that...
It's coronation day.
Yeah, that was your initial response to hearing that there was a coronation. You did the Frozen jangle there.
Elsa, It's Coronation Day.
Very good. Liz, it's kind of neat that royalty still exists in our world. It doesn't make sense. It's not contemporary. It probably shouldn't exist in this this modern age, but it's fun to see like an old throne and actual crown jewels and like scepters and bracelets and gilded carriages and pomp and circumstance.
Yeah.
It's all very silly to me as an outside observer, I think. What do you think, Alyssa, about the royal family? Any thoughts?
Nope.
Not really, right? This is
No.
not a thing that enters into our day-to-day life.
Yes.
I mean, you obviously are attuned to Disney princesses and not the actual monarchy, right? Well, anyway, the coronation had me in a bit of a regal mood, so I wanted to talk about some royal executions with you, Liz. What do you know about Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette? Oh, I should note, this was French Regency and not British Regency.
Is it Louis?
Yeah.
Louis?
King Louis, like the ape.
Louis the 16th was the king of France.
Right.
And he had the misfortune to be king during a revolution.
Yeah, not a great time to be king during a popular revolution, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. If you're going to lose your head, that's probably the time it's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't really know what that word is.
Well, I mean, this was ostensibly the revolution that dissolved French monarchy and established democratic societies, which has mostly been a win for everybody since then. So good on those folks.
Good job.
Yeah.
W.
Louis XVI, kind of like the poster child for the end of Regency, seemed to be kind of an okay guy, supported the U.S. I said it again. Supported the U.S.
Marie Antoinette.
Yeah, during our War of Independence from Britain with his wife, Marie Antoinette, but he pretty quickly fell out of favor. People rose up against him. He was appealing for foreign intervention in national affairs, which is not a thing that you do if you expect to see many more days, right?
Yes.
So he was summarily arrested, tried, found guilty of treason, and for that he was beheaded at the guillotine by his own former royal executioner, Liz.
Nice.
Yeah, well, it wasn't nice. It was pretty grisly, actually. And it was only in 1793, so not actually that long ago. So there are some surviving firsthand accounts of what happened on the day that Louis lost his head. And it turns out he didn't actually seat himself in the guillotine properly, and so the blade didn't just go like whoosh, right through his neck. It kind of like went through the back of his head and his jaw. It's pretty awful, right? Yeah, and there were even some onlookers there that came up and dipped their hankies in his blood so they could take home souvenirs. It's pretty gross, right?
Yeah.
So, Liz, we said these words earlier. Reign of Terror. This was the start of the Reign of Terror, an actual historical period.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I think the Reign of Terror reminds me of?
What?
Do you know a professional wrestler called Triple H?
No, I do not.
Well, Triple H was a pro wrestler, and from like 2002 to like 2005, he had his own little reign of terror where he started every episode of Monday Night Raw with like a 20-minute promo where he said essentially the same thing, and then he won like every match that he was in, and he was in every WrestleMania main event during those years, and it just became like incredibly tired and boring, and so it was called the Reign of Terror.
Wow.
Yeah, this was an actual reign of terror, though, like massacres and beheadings and such. And of course, 9 months after Louis. Yeah, a lot of violence. Quite a bit of violence, actually.
They used it to solve their problems.
That's right. It's kind of like the Reign of Terror was a bit of a strange period in history because it was when people decided that, hey, we did that thing one time where we cut a guy's head off and got what we want. If it worked once, let's try doing it a lot. And that was probably not good for society as a whole.
That is not good for the poet.
Yeah, it was not good for Marie Antoinette either, because 9 months after Louis was executed, she was as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what the link to junk food is from Marie Antoinette, Alyssa?
She said she was starving.
No. I mean, she might have been. I don't know what her mealtime looked like at the end there. I don't know what her last meal was, but Marie Antoinette famously was quoted, maybe erroneously, probably erroneously, to have said, "Let them eat cake." Have you heard of that, Alyssa? When someone says, "Let them eat cake."
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when we did the Tasty Cake episode, and there's the historical recreation of the storming of the Bastille, and there's someone dressed up as Marie Antoinette, and she says, "Let them eat tasty cake."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a joke that was based on this. So, "Let them eat cake" was a thing that Marie Antoinette might have said flippantly to the peasantry when she was told that they had no bread.
Let them eat cake.
Yeah, so that was kind of like an out-of-touch thing that may have led to her demise. Now, here's the thing, Liz. Just like with junk food origins,
Yes.
Marie Antoinette probably never actually said this.
Probably.
And she didn't, in fact, whoever said it didn't even say let them eat cake. They said let them eat brioche, which is sort of like an enriched buttery type of bread.
I thought that was cheese.
You thought brioche was cheese?
Yes.
Brie is cheese.
That's
Brioche is a bread.
brioche.
Brioche hamburger buns can be good in the right
Buns.
application. Yeah. Anyway, Marie Antoinette probably did not say this. It was in a Jean-Jacques Rousseau book when she was 9 years old. So most likely it was not Marie Antoinette that said in any sense, let them eat cake. But it's now kind of like the bumper sticker for royal aloofness. And I think, Lisa, royal aloofness is the way to go out of this show.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Sorry for making this so long.
No, I think this was a good one. It was excellent, in fact. And I think this podcast should reach you in excellent condition, satisfaction guaranteed, or your money back. If you've got a question for us, you can write to the address on the label. That's junkfeudpod@gmail.com. Any final thoughts on speculoos cookie butter or the French Revolution, Alyssa?
No.
No, of course not. This podcast has contained your recommended daily allowance of fun. For more, go to Twitter, Instagram, or wherever you choose to be social and find us at Junk Feud Pod. You can watch fun-sized reviews on YouTube, buy our merch on TeePublic, and don't forget to catch all the snaction each and every week, wherever you listen to podcasts. Until we see you again, for Alyssa, I'm Mike. Don't get any on ya.
Bye.
Let them eat cookie butter.